Every once in a while, something truly astonishing happens, and today, something truly astonishing happened. Today, South Africa made their case at the International Court of Justice against Israel for committing geno. And just so you know how serious this is, here's a very extensive list of people supporting South Africa in charging Israel with this. And here's a very short list of the countries against this claim. Why am I not surprised? The only two countries that are not backing up this very clearly are countries that have been in heavy support, including America, which has donated billions of dollars for Israel to effectively carry out this geno. So if Israel were to go down and be charged, be found guilty of committing geno, then America would at the very least be the person who funded that happening and would have to cease all assets being sent there, all the weapons being sent, and all the funds being sent, which is kind of like a very proud father disowning their child who is also securing their national interests in the Middle East. And South Africa has been very clear in this case, saying that they're filing it only to prevent geno from taking place. The reason that this is such a slam dunk case is because it highlights everything from the top to the bottom. When you're talking about geno and being committed, it's not simply any fact where civilians are harmed or injured or offed that you can claim it's geno, but there has to be intent. You have to show that there is actual intention to commit geno to a certain degree. And unfortunately for Israel, they have slipped their tongues way too many times for it to go unnoticed.
Senior political and military officials encouraged without censure the 95-year-old Israeli army reservist Ezra Yachin, a veteran of the Deir Yassin massacre against the Palestinians in 1948, to speak to the soldiers ahead of the ground invasion in Gaza. He echoed the same sentiment while being driven around in an officially Israeli army vehicle, dressed in Israeli army fatigue. I quote, "Be triumphant and finish them off, and don't leave anyone behind. Erase the memory of them. Erase them, their families, mothers and children. These animals can no longer live. If you have an Arab neighbor, don't wait, go to his home and shoot him."
The list of these things include denying basic necessities from the Palestinians, which is collective punishment, and sending Palestinians to safe areas to only later bomb those same safe areas. Same thing with safe routes. They would send them upon a safe route and then bomb the safe routes. There are also statements that show they have clear intent to geno people from Netanyahu and from members of the Knesset who very clearly blame everyone, not just the target, not just the enemy they're fighting against, not just the T organization they're fighting against, but all the civilians. And there are certain actions that back this up. For example, when the Israeli IDF forces shot and offed the Israeli civilian hostages inside of Gaza, when they were holding a white flag, reportedly. Just put yourself in their position for a second. They see three young men walking with a white flag that says something like "Save Us" or something like that, and you think, wow, okay, these people, I'm going to off them. They had to have thought that these were Gazans, that these were Arabs, that they were Palestinian, so they didn't care if they were offed, and then later found out that they were Israeli and then realized that they made a grave mistake. That is clear apartheid, and that is clear intent to geno a very specific population. One of these videos includes a group of IOF soldiers jumping and chanting the following.
These are the soldiers repeating the inciting words of their prime minister.
And one of the most beautiful parts was that they specified that Israel actually, under international law, does not have the right to claim self-defense. When you claim self-defense under international law, you're basically waging war against another sovereign nation. This is called citing Article 51 of the United Nations Charter. But Hamas in Gaza is not a sovereign nation. It is a territory with a group of militants. Therefore, you cannot declare war or declare self-defense against them. So again, it's all clear. It's all very simple. It's all very straightforward. The entire thing was 3 hours long, and it is just the beginning of this whole case. Now, we don't know if justice will truly be served. Allahu alam, and Allah knows best. And true justice is really with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of the day. But it is very beautiful to see Israel on the back pedal, on the back foot, having to defend themselves and be held accountable for the atrocious crimes that they have committed. And I ask Allah to allow justice to prevail both in this life and in the afterlife. And one day, this will be a reality, and Palestine will be free. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.